Hey, welcome. Have you ever really stopped to look around and think about what's holding our world together? I mean, seriously, from that skyscraper downtown to the bridge you just drove over, there's this invisible hero doing all the heavy lifting. Well, today, we're going to pull back the curtain on that hero: steel supplies. This is the stuff that forms the hidden framework of, well, pretty much everything. So let's dive right in. And this quote right here just hits the nail on the head. Steel is the backbone of modern construction. It's not just some random material, it's the actual skeleton that gives our world its shape, its strength. This one sentence really says it all, doesn't it? It sets the stage for just how essential this stuff really is. So, what are we even talking about when we say steel supplies? Is it complicated? Not at all. It's really just the whole range of steel stuff. Everything from those gigantic beams and flat plates to the tiniest little connectors that builders and engineers use to create, well, just about everything you can imagine. Okay, to really get a handle on steel, I find it helps to think of it like a giant toolkit. You've got different tools for totally different jobs, right? So let's go ahead and crack open that toolkit and see what's inside. We're going to focus on four main players here. Think of them as the absolute must-haves in any builder's collection. We've got structural steel, plates and sheets, pipes and tubes, and of course, reinforcing steel. Let's do a quick run-through of each one. First up, structural steel. Okay, these are the heavy lifters, the absolute powerhouses of the group. We're talking about those massive I-beams and H-beams, the kind of stuff that makes up the skeletons of huge warehouses, skyscrapers, and bridges. This is where the real load-bearing muscle comes from. Then you have steel plates and sheets. Now these are kind of like the chameleons of the steel world, super versatile. They can become super tough flooring, the side of a semi-trailer, or even be cut into really intricate parts for machinery. That adaptability is exactly what makes them so crucial. Pipes and tubes are another big one, and you see these things everywhere, probably without even noticing. They're the basic framework for plumbing systems, they're the post in your fence, and they're the sturdy, reliable structure you see in scaffolding on any construction site. Absolutely essential. And finally, we've got reinforcing steel. This is what I like to call the hidden strength. It's the rebar and mesh that gets buried inside concrete. It's what gives foundations and driveways the power to resist cracking and make sure they last for, like, decades. It's all about providing strength from the inside out. All right, so we've seen the different types, but why is steel the #1 go-to material for so many projects? Well, you could say it has a few superpowers. Let's break down what makes it so dang powerful. Let's really dig into this, because this combination is what makes steel a true game changer. First, its strength is just legendary. It's got incredible tensile strength, so it resists being pulled apart, and compressive strength, so it won't buckle under crazy amounts of weight. Next, durability. I mean, unlike wood, it's not going to rot, pests can't eat it, and it just laughs at harsh weather. Then there's flexibility. You can cut it, bend it, and weld it into pretty much any shape an architect can dream up. We'll get to sustainability in a second, because that's huge. And finally, speed. A ton of steel parts can be made in a factory and just delivered to the site ready to go. That saves a massive amount of time and money. And let's just pause on that sustainability point, because this is one of steel's biggest, most incredible superpowers. It is 100% recyclable. Let that sink in. Every single scrap of it can be melted down and turned into new steel without losing a single bit of its quality. Now, yeah, the recycling process itself does use a lot of energy, but, and this is the important part, it means we don't have to mine as much new material from the earth. That is a massive, massive win for reducing waste and our long-term impact on the planet. Okay, so let's shift gears and see how this all plays out in the real world. Because the uses for steel are just unbelievably vast. I'm talking from the very tallest skyscrapers you can imagine, all the way down to a simple shed you might build in your own backyard. And you can really see the difference in how it's used. For residential projects, steel is fantastic for framing custom homes, for making super strong roof trusses, and it's a huge part of modern modular construction. But on the commercial side, it's the undisputed king. It's the only real choice for massive structures like shopping malls and warehouses that need those huge, wide-open spaces without a bunch of columns in the way. And this is where it gets really cool and personal. Steel isn't just for giant construction companies. If you're into DIY projects, all those same tools from the steel toolkit are totally available to you. You can build a super sturdy carport, a sleek modern gate, a beautiful pergola, or even the framing for a new home extension. It's way more accessible than most people think. Okay, so maybe you're feeling inspired. You're ready to build something with steel. Awesome, but where do you get it?
See, choosing the right supplier is every bit as important as choosing the right materials. So let's run through a quick little checklist to make sure you get set up for success.
Here's your 5-point plan. It's super simple. First, check their product range. You really want a one-stop shop if you can find it. Second, make sure their stuff meets all the local quality and safety standards. That's non-negotiable. Third, ask about customization. A great supplier can cut, bend, and weld things exactly to your plans. Fourth, make sure they can deliver fast. In any project, time is money.